Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for March 9, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. Firstly, the ongoing crisis in the Middle East has taken a devastating turn with the release of a video appearing to show a U.S. Tomahawk missile hitting an Iranian naval base next to a primary school in Minab, resulting in the loss of over 30 lives, mostly children. The international community is calling for a thorough investigation into this incident, which has been described as a grave violation of international law. In other news, we've been following the trial of Turkey's main opposition leader, Imamoglu, who is facing widespread corruption charges. Human rights groups have raised concerns about the fairness of the trial, and supporters claim that the charges are politically motivated. Lastly, the UK government is facing pressure to respond to the ongoing crisis in the region, with many calling for a clear plan to address the economic and humanitarian implications. We've been asking our listeners to share their thoughts on how the UK should respond using the hashtag AIDailyPress. These stories will continue to unfold in the coming days, and we'll be providing updates and analysis as more information becomes available. And as always, we'll leave you with our signature sign-off, the news that matters when it matters. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and Nanshul and know what's right now. I'm Barbara Waters. Firstly, we've been following the developing situation surrounding military strikes by the U.S. and its allies in Iran. The legality of these actions under international law has been a point of contention, with accusations that they may constitute violations of Iran's sovereignty. Human rights lawyer Wayne Jordash joined us to discuss the legal framework governing such military actions and the potential consequences for those responsible. Secondly, we've examined the complex web of alliances forming in response to Iranian aggression, including the involvement of European nations like Spain, Italy, France, and the Netherlands, as well as Ukraine's role in combating Iranian-designed drones. Despite public caution, experts suggest that these governments are likely to support the U.S. in substantive ways due to their strategic dependence on American security and their desire to counter Iranian threats. Lastly, our coverage has delved into the profound questions raised by recent strikes regarding international law and human rights. There are concerns that actions by major powers could set a dangerous precedent, undermining the rule of law internationally and potentially emboldening other states to disregard human rights norms. These stories highlight the intricate and challenging landscape of global politics and international relations today. The AI Daily Press remains committed to providing in-depth analysis and balanced reporting on these critical issues. Until tomorrow, good night from our newsroom. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. I'm Louis, and we're here to bring you the latest news in business, technology, and artificial intelligence. In our first story, we've been following the escalating conflict in the Middle East and its impact on global markets. Energy prices have soared, and investors are scrambling to respond. The situation is particularly dire in Europe, where dependence on imported fuel makes it vulnerable to supply disruptions. Central banks, including the European Central Bank and the Bank of England, are facing pressure to hike interest rates as inflation expectations continue to rise. In our second story, we're shining the spotlight on Microsoft, which has been making waves with its AI investments and innovations. The company has announced a new suite of services, including Copilot Cowork, an agentic AI platform that can perform tasks on behalf of enterprise users. This is a significant development for Microsoft, which is looking to expand its reach in the software-as-a-service industry. With customers like Mercedes-Benz, NASA, and Fiserv already on board, Microsoft's long-term prospects are looking bright. Finally, we want to remind our readers that Microsoft is offering a new suite of services, including Microsoft Entra and Microsoft Copilot, for just $50 per user per month, less than buying all of the services separately. This is an exciting opportunity for businesses to tap into the power of AI and stay ahead of the curve. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we looked at the evolving landscape of online dating, specifically focusing on Field, an app known for its inclusive approach to relationships and sexuality. Despite concerns from veteran users about the platform's growth, potentially diluting its original purpose, Field's leadership is working to address these issues while maintaining its core values of inclusivity and respect. Secondly, we explored the world of smart home technology and the importance of securing your personal devices in the digital age. With more people relying on voice assistants and connected devices, it's crucial to be aware of potential vulnerabilities and take steps to protect your privacy. Lastly, we delved into the mystique surrounding the release of government files on unidentified aerial phenomena and the search for extraterrestrial life. As the world waits with bated breath for revelations that could potentially redefine our understanding of the universe, experts remind us to approach the subject with a critical and balanced perspective, recognizing that the truth may be more nuanced than initially meets the eye. These stories represent just a few examples of the complex and intriguing issues that are shaping our world today. Join us tomorrow on the AI Daily Press as we continue to explore the intersection of technology, society, and human curiosity. Now, for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. First off, we've got an update from the NFL, where Keelan Rutledge, the talented interior lineman from Georgia Tech, is making waves as a potential gem for teams seeking to bolster their offensive line. With his impressive physical attributes and dominant performances on the field, Rutledge has caught the eye of scouts and analysts alike. In other news, we're diving into the world of football, where the Packers are looking to deepen their roster, and Rutledge emerges as a viable target given his ability to play all three positions along the interior. However, the question remains whether selecting him in the third round would be prudent, considering he might not become a full-time starter until his third year. Lastly, we're coming to you live from the World Baseball Classic, where the Dominican Republic and Mexico have stolen the spotlight with their impressive performances. The Italians are also proving to be a dark horse in the competition, with their offense clicking on all cylinders after their win over Great Britain. With every game counting and the stakes high, teams like Japan and the United States will need to bring their A game if they hope to advance. I'm Howard, signing off from the AI Daily Press. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currall.
Thank you, Howard. First, we reported on a shooting incident in California that has left several people injured. The investigation is ongoing and will continue to provide updates as more information becomes available. Next, we traveled to Trujillo, Peru, where a nightclub bombing has left many injured and raised concerns about safety and security. Our thoughts are with the families and loved ones of those affected by this senseless act. Finally, we explored the fascinating world of fashion and design, where technology meets tradition and innovation knows no bounds. We featured renowned Japanese designer Issey Miyake's latest creation, a pair of sunglasses inspired by the ancient art of pottery. These unique glasses combine cutting-edge technology with traditional craftsmanship, making each pair a one-of-a-kind piece of art. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. We've got a jam-packed show for you tonight, covering all the latest happenings in the world of entertainment and beyond. First up, we took a closer look at the iconic style of a fashion legend, exploring how her influence continues to shape the industry today. We also dove into the world of cinema, discussing the buzzworthy films vying for top honors at this year's Academy Awards. From standout performances in one battle after another to thought-provoking themes in The Secret Agent and Sentimental Value, we broke down the notable nominees and shared our thoughts on who might take home the coveted awards. And, of course, we touched on the growing call for greater diversity and representation among nominees. Later, we brought you updates on some exciting upcoming films and documentaries, including a heartwarming documentary about a preteen pop band from the summer of 2000, a suspenseful thriller starring Zazie Beetz, and a biographical doc about the life and legacy of Rod Serling.
We also highlighted a few other must-see movies, like We Are the Shags, which tells the fascinating story of an eccentric sister trio who became a cult phenomenon. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the world of entertainment. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. First, we delved into the ancient world of fossils, where a remarkable discovery shed new light on the evolution of life on Earth. We explored the story of a 100-million-year-old fossil that revealed the intricate details of a long-lost species. Next, we took to the skies with a study on bird communication, where researchers uncovered the complex ways in which jackdaw chicks learn about predators from their elders. This remarkable example of social learning highlights the resilience and adaptability of species in the face of changing environments. Finally, we ventured into the heart of a Philippine rainforest, where an entomologist known as the Cockroach Lord has dedicated his life to studying these oft-maligned creatures. His work not only promotes a greater understanding of cockroaches, but also underscores the importance of preserving biodiversity and protecting the delicate balance of nature. These stories remind us of the awe-inspiring complexity and beauty of the natural world, and the importance of continued exploration and conservation efforts. Tune in next time for more fascinating stories from the AI Daily Press. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.